to the #1 podcast right here, Soweto. Hlelo Magongo, and this is Kota and Chill podcast. Listen, we are still holding it down for Intwana Yetuntariana, and it is Women's Day. I'm with my lovely ladies. One of the ladies is right over there. What's up, girl?
Yes, hi guys. My name is Buhle Modibedi, aka Blackberry, aka Black Coffee. No cream, no sugar. Listen, Wafetu, today we all things about nuclear. We have the goddess of nuclear, the founder of Africa for nuclear. We have also a long life advocate for nuclear and international communication specialist. Guys, welcome, the goddess of nuclear. I'll let her introduce herself.
Thank you so.
Hi,
Thank you so much.
Princess Mthombeni.
Thank you so much, guys. Hello, everyone.
How's the girl?
Hello,
Hi.
Buhle. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah.
My name is Princess Mthombeni. Many people call me Princey. I am a nuclear communication specialist, and I'm also a founder of Africa for Nuclear, which is an advocacy campaign that promotes nuclear as a key contributor to achieving Africa's agenda for sustainable development.
That is actually wonderful. But before we go, all things nuclear, can you kindly tell us more about yourself?
Right.
Who are you? Where are you from? Why this nuclear thingy? Why did you choose it? What happened? And so forth.
Well, uPrincey is originally from a KZN, born and bred in KZN, Enanda.
Right.
Kodwa ngazalelwa eNquthu, and then I spent my, I think, primary school years in Nquthu. Then I moved to stay in Nanda at Durban. Yeah, then from Durban, I'm the only child at home.
Oh.
Yeah, and then my parents are still in Durban. So mangithi ngikhaya nje ngiya at Durban. Then from Durban, I moved to stay for Sloras, eBasuthwini, with my late grandparents. Yeah, and then from there, I went to a tertiary, then ngathola umsebenzi in the nuclear organization. I was not even aware ukuthi ngise nuclear organization.
Okay.
Yeah, at that time, I was unemployed. Then I got a call from a recruitment agency. I need to go for an interview to this organization in Pretoria.
Actually, yes.
Then I went to Pretoria only to find ngisendaweni wrong. Interview was at 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, I was 30 kilometers away from
So they actually connect location.
Now they have to direct me, okay, how to get here. Then I get there at, I think, 1:30. I'm tired, I'm hungry, I want nothing to do with anything. Even that interview, I'm like, I'm not coming back here. And that way I was so stressed. When you get to the nuclear, because it's a national key point, so to get a security clearance, it's another process. Already I'm like,
you're late.
Exhausted. You're
I want nothing to-
Late wrong.
And I don't even see buildings. You're like, what is happening here? It's mine. I'm like, the only building I see is security.
Was your phone even working? Did you have any internet? Zilch?
No.
Busy nuclear.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
So what subjects did you study? If there's anyone who wants to venture into what you're doing.
Basically, what I did, I'm a marketing graduate. But then, story sami siqhubeka la because I get into a nuclear organization.
Yes.
Then ngiyafunda ngale nuclear. I'm like, okay, there's nuclear. It's interesting. I'm thinking ukuthi as much as ngingazi ngayo, there's a lot of people in South Africa bangazi ngayo. Then ngaqala ke manje, then ngaqala manje ngaregister ama course, international course. Then I attended all these training courses are available internationally because nuclear is a global industry. Like chances are whether ngiya eNigeria, ngiya eZambia, ngiya eCanada, siyazana sonke. Yeah, so siyazana, like, do you know Prince? Like, yes, I do. Like, you're from South Africa, they're like, do you know Prince?
Is it because you're a small
It's a
group?
global industry.
Okay.
Then I registered my course. Then I attended all these training courses until I was qualified as a nuclear specialist.
So you are traveling the world, or did you travel the world, or you currently traveling the world?
All of it, all of the above. I traveled.
Yeah.
I currently travel. I'm still going to travel the world.
Mamela, mina ngifuna kubuza one thing. Since ngiyintwana sekhasi, and I'm pretty much sure since the podcast yasekhasi, there's someone out there who doesn't really understand ukuthi yini nuclear or nuclear, what really happens. Kwenzakalani kahle kahle?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Nuclear is largely obtained from uranium. Uranium is one of our mineral resources. Miner. Sometimes you get uranium as a byproduct of gold. Yeah, Africa, especially in Namibia, is one. I think is one of the top 10 countries about miner uranium.
Oh.
Globally in Namibia. In South Africa, we do also have uranium mines.
It's rich.
So yeah, it's rich. Then we take uranium because it's a raw material, like you must touch gold in a platinum party. We have to take it to overseas, ukuthi iyo convert to uranium. So that when it comes back as uranium-235. Lesikwazi ukuyifaka ku-reactor, si-split. We do what we call fission process. When you split the atom, then Maui splitter, it generates a lot of heat, uranium. Then you take that heat, you produce electricity. Then South Africa is the only country in Africa with a commercial nuclear power plant. It's a Cape Town. Half of the Western Cape community, itola ugeswayo from nuclear.
Oh. I had Ikamaliti atom. What is atom? You said there's atom. What?
No, atom is just a small building blocks of matter. Anything that occupies space, like when you have thousands or millions of atoms.
All right.
So last is kulmanga uranium atom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so it also helps with like electricity?
It helps with electricity. Basically, nuclear is a technology with many applications. Electricity is, the main part of
the major
it.
one,
But we also do have what we call nuclear medicine. South Africa has a nuclear research reactor, which was built, yaqala operate in 1965. It's not far from Pretoria, Pelindaba. That reactor, when it was built for something else. I don't know if you remember, South Africa once had 6 nuclear weapons.
Jesus.
Yes, we once had nuclear bombs when South Africa. And then when the democratic government took over, then before the other one handed over the country, they had to dismantle nuclear weapons, and South Africa became the first country in the world to voluntarily dismantle nuclear weapons program.
Don't you think?
Yes, they do. We don't need nuclear weapons. And then that reactor now is used for to manufacture radioisotopes, medical isotopes, and then for diagnostic and treatment of illnesses such as cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if you know a CAT scan. Doctor
Yeah,
to check what.
That's
la
nuclear
ungafaki
medicine.
macica ufaka i-chamber awudli nokudla ke mntasi
Angifuna kuyibona.
Basuke behlabe nuclear medicine ke lapho, so that they can see what's happening inside your body.
Right.
so basijova ngezinto esingazazi
Engingazazi, ukuthi
actually
abakhulumi futhi.
yeah so we must ask
I do wish ukuthi doctor bebekhuluma, no, even if you ask like
But now, since you said basijova ngezinto ezingazazi, is it a good thing?
it is a good thing, because how else are you going to diagnose
Yeah.
umuntu ngaphandle kokuthi wenze kanjani?
Okay.
and uzobona
When we treat,
kanjani
yeah.
yes yeah actually
I am literally learning it.
no and one thing again I see that you're traveling the world. I was just like TikTok, Instagram, and I see that you're also like a communications specialist. So when you're traveling the world and talking to people, what are you giving them advice, or are you telling them what you're telling us now? What is it all about when you're out there?
Chances are when I travel the world, I'm already with people who understand that in nuclear.
Right.
So what I do is I advocate for nuclear programs in Africa, because if you can have a look at our energy plan, the roadmap here, South Africa, there's no nuclear. Okay, there's 2,500 megawatts at GU Integrated Resource Plan, which was published in 2019.
Yeah.
But the Just Energy Transition Plan, which was recently published by Climate Commission, Presidential Climate Commission, I know nuclear. So when I go out to the world, I make noise that we also deserve to have more nuclear power plants in South Africa,
yes.
or even more nuclear programs, nuclear build programs.
We're activists in nuclear.
Kahle kahle.
Yeah.
I wanted to say good kahle
Yeah.
activist.
Ula.
So have you ever thought of like going into schools, introducing these things like local schools? Because I think this is very interesting.
I didn't
Like
know
I'm
anything
so
about
keen in knowing more about this because
Yeah.
kancane I get lost, but I catch up kancane. So have you ever thought of going to schools and then introducing this thing?
I do go to schools, but also I think what happens is that organizations afana no NEXA, South African Nuclear Energy Corporation,
Yeah.
they invite schools. Banama Visitor Center, Nekube, Cape Town, Bane Visitor Center, where they invite schools to come and learn more about nuclear.
Oh.
Last week, Begui National Science Week, and INEXA hosted a student, like I think more than 2,000 students.
It was like
were
my
there.
Saipono ones.
Yes.
So they let students come there as
Yes,
well.
and then we also go to do outreach if we get invited. Some of us will get invited.
Oh, this is so interesting, Bahlali. Like I did mention, Abana today, Sizofunda. I hope
Yeah.
wherever you are, you have a pen and a paper. You're busy researching because now we want you to comment, to like, to
Yeah.
subscribe, and tell us more about what is this nuclear thing up to you. You know what I mean? But please don't forget that today is Women's Day. That's why you have all the roses. You have the beautiful rose here. The main rose, the goddess. You know what I mean? So when we go to like a Women's Day, what does it mean to you? And then who inspires you as like
Imbokoto
imbokoto
yakho,
ube such a beautiful, because when I look at you like
Girl,
young
shit is some-
inspiration.
Am I allowed to say I don't know?
No, because remember we did a research and
I saw it.
we have a snippet for the way.
Yeah.
Okay, with regards to Women's Day, obviously we have to celebrate women because
Yeah.
for a very long time women have been excluded in economic activities, and which, I mean, were only included for in like 1950 something or
Yeah, it was
in other
only
countries.
now.
Yeah, in other countries it's even less than that because women were not even allowed to study science. And then if you think of it, I mean, maybe we would be having cures of those illnesses that we can't cure if we allowed women to
Women,
participate
yeah.
in the space.
Yes,
And I
yes.
don't even think Uguchi would be having wars if women were leaders. Because
Yeah.
men lead with egos and women really, they lead
Yeah,
with
and I
sort
did
of
read in
compassion.
one of your articles, Uti, like more women, yibo abasilaphayo kaningi, and then we have like a lot of doctors which are women.
Yes,
Ey'bhedlela, nurses are women. Sinakela sikhulisa abafazi. So tell me more about this woman who groomed you, which you said is one of your idol.
My woman of wonder, Umamam.
Okay.
That woman, you know, when I think of what she had to go through, Elaifini, with
Yeah.
my dad out there fighting, liberation war, because my dad was a member of Umkhonto Wesizwe.
Yes, girl.
A lot of people don't know that. Yes. So
Yes,
my
girl.
my mom was basically alone, and it was just us. And my dad, whenever he came back, lokhu stuck ibam because bamfuna ukudubula like isingena phansi kombhede. Yabona nje, that's the life esiphilile. So I think she went through a lot, and she was still like holding it, you know, tight.
Holding it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why
she
you're the
would-
woman that you are today.
Yes.
And then tell me about Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey inspires me in such that also she went through a lot. She was raped,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
been through
She's
a
open
lot.
about it.
Yeah,
Yes,
she's open about it, and also that for education part of it, because I see myself also having a school, nuclear school. Princess Nuclear School, yeah,
That's
something like that, yeah, like South Africa. It's something that I also want to do to, you know, to inspire young girls to become,
Yeah.
you know, leaders of tomorrow. So she inspires me in that position to say she values education, especially education of girls and young
Yeah.
women.
I like what you said, and since she touched based on Women's Day, as a woman, and I see how you push the pivotal message when it comes to women doing 1, 2, 3. But can we also just touch base on what women are doing, especially nowadays? One thing
Yeah.
I want to be saying out there, there's that lady from Limpopo who's crushing bottles and feeding it to Umdanake. Those are the women that we have. Not only in Zanzibar, but it's happening globally. Again, I'm not trying to be spicy. I want to ask you, Guti, while you're thinking about that, Guti, as much as you say Oprah inspires you and all that, Oprah has been involved in some scandals, which was trending. What I want to understand is, what do you pick up from there? I'm not causing controversy, but since you are saying Oprah, I mean, you look up to her, but then how do you do away with everything that has been said, which is good and bad?
I'm one person who tries and search for good in people.
Yeah.
Because I know that all of us, no one is saint.
Clean, yeah.
Sonke sineyinkinga zethu
Right.
that, abantu abangazazi, abanye siyakwazi ukuzifihla because we are not out there in the
Yeah.
public. But I do try and look for what is good in people.
Yeah.
And ngiyakwazi ukuxolela umuntu for the bad that
like
they have
that.
done over, I think we are being unfair to women a lot.
Okay.
Because we judge them harshly. This society judges women very harshly. Asikwazi ukubaxolela for their mistakes. And I think we need to. Amadoda have done a lot. Like I said earlier
Yeah,
on, kunezimpi,
yeah.
people are killing each other. People are being killed, literally dying, and amadoda are involved. And we
Yeah.
never really judge them that harshly.
No, I think people are judging women because umama uyo oliphatha ngobukhali, kwamele kube umuntu ohloniphekayo and ukhulisa abantwana. Remember, what you have in your mind is something that you're going to multiply and give it to other people. I think the reason why they judge them is because of that. But I'm not saying.
Well, I was about to say, but we're not judging them. We're just stating out what's there.
No, but I'm not saying it's such a bad thing. Like it's just that when something happens and uthola ukuthi umfazi but disappointed, I'm not saying ukuthi inyawupi right. Akubona mabona inyawupezi womfana.
Forgive me about that. I went loud on the cough.
It happens even in
Yeah.
the corporate space. You find that
Yeah.
indoda comes and arrogant and all,
Yeah.
but
It's acceptable.
confident.
Yeah, but
yes.
indoda,
A woman
it's acceptable, yeah.
who with the same attitude, but she's not
Uyazibona.
motherly.
Yeah.
Akaqashelwa ngokuba motherly mos. So we really judge women harshly, and
Yeah, which is not fair, guys. Women are also human, Siyafana nabo. Like I'm saying, sonke si special le egini. Masifika la you're all equal. Whether you're a woman or you're a man. I'm sure best lento le ukuthi sibe equal because women were not allowed to work. Women were not allowed to drive nemoto. So now that because we're all equal, I think kwamele manje sithathane equal, but never forget that women are special.
Yeah, I feel like some women really need to hear a word of advice or something from you, since you are doing amazing. So, few words that you can say there, since we are talking about Women's Month. What is
Yeah.
it that you can say out there
to women.
to women? Like you said, some men are more superior because more like you daughter and all that. But what is it that you've
single
got?
mothers
I know
out
you've always
there.
wanted to say something when it comes to women, right?
Always.
No, I'm not really an advocate of this Women's Day.
No.
For one reason,
Yeah, true.
for one reason is that I wish
doesn't
it
seem
didn't.
new.
I wish it didn't exist because for the fact that we still have such days, it means that we have not
Yeah.
I like that.
Equality.
I
Oh
like
no.
reached. Even.
Awesome.
So I just wish these days did not exist,
Actually,
and
just triggered my
I just
mind.
hope that one day we would wake up and we would have no Women's Day altogether.
Or maybe we'll wake up one
Yeah,
day and
because
everything
it
is
means we
better.
would have achieved what we want, which is a world where women and men are treated the same.
So you're saying there's Women's Day because it's a
Because it's a hawgirl.
Oh,
yes.
it's a
Banzwela. Thina mara siwalethenga la
Kusho ukuthi
flowers.
asakayirichi
Siyathanda.
the objection yabona
Oh,
yokuthi
yes.
aba men and women babonakale as just the same individuals, and
But there's no,
There's
it's
Women's
Mother's
Month.
Day.
It
No,
is
it's Mother's
Women's
Day, it's Father's Day. So Women's Day.
but I'd like to say to all the women out there,
Yeah.
it's not easy.
not
You know,
gonna be
yeah, the world is very difficult. It's hard for us women, especially. For everyone, obviously, it's hard. But for women, it's even harder. And I just want them to, keep holding on and let's continue to fight. And one day we will achieve gender equality. And by the way, when we speak of gender equality,
Yes.
asithi amadoda, asilwe namadoda. We don't want to take over. We just
Right.
want women to be treated as the same human beings as men. Because you
Okay.
still find that in other organizations, especially in the corporate space.
Yeah.
Men and women doing the same job, but men getting paid more.
Yeah, higher.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's what we are fighting for. We are not fighting for ukuthi kwenzakalani endlini zabantu ukuthi
Yeah,
now
why?
the man
Yeah.
wants a woman wants a man
Ngurabani.
to cook. No, it's got nothing
Yeah.
to do with us. We are fighting for a world where
And unfuna
men
amakhasi every
and
day.
women abenza umsebenzi ofanayo bazohola imali efanayo, and where parliaments because
I
we're
wanted
like
to
in South
touch
Africa
more based
where
on
parliaments,
parliaments
yes,
there.
there's yabona half because I mean women make half of the world population, but then mawusuqala ungena yabona
Amadoda.
leadership position ugcwele
Amadoda.
amadoda like kanjani
Amadoda
manje?
this-
Baphi
yeah.
abantu besifazane, and ayikho lento ukuthi abantu besifazane abafundanga. I know a lot of women
Trust.
Yeah.
I
No,
do.
I know one, and I'm
Sibuyela
seated
emva
with
kwami.
one.
I mean, hello.
I'm seated with one. So when are you saying that abafazi they can lead the world? So umfazi angaba president?
definitely.
Of course.
Why not?
I mean, as a man, I believe that.
No,
But
I'm
am I
not.
a man?
Began guys, I just wanna know, why do you say umfazi angaba president?
Why not? Uzobehlulwa yini?
Yeah.
Kanti what is needed to be a president?
Yeah.
Do we need some strong
Asifuna
testosterone
ama-
or
biceps, ama-six-pack.
we
Asifuna-
need brains?
Yeah.
Ingondo.
Yes.
No, mina
feel
what?
you.
Mina, I'm not saying I'm against women. I am a woman.
We are with you, girl.
Yeah, you know, but they say that women can multitask, and ingondo yabo is all over. So indoda is more focused on one thing. You know.
Babes, it's Women's Day. I'm talking about
I
right.
know, lalela, don't fight.
And speak
Speak
for yourself.
Yes, no, I'm saying, but it's not me.
Yeah.
It's not me, but
Siyabo,
that,
yeah.
men are more like they focused on one thing. Yabo, just a literal example. Umfazi angakhona ukupepa umntwana, apheke, awashe at the same time. Men are just gonna be more like yazi nithi ngipheke, ngiqede. Ngiwashe, ngiqede. Bese nginaka umntwana.
Isn't that narrow-minded or something?
It is for other people out there, yeah. So what I'm saying is, Mina, I still believe that women can still carry this world.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, ngizoba president.
That was all. No, I feel you. And I like what you said, because it's, guys, I have flu. I don't know what's going on, but sorry about that. But what I'm trying to say is, I like what you spoke about, how women can be the change and how to do away with some mishaps that we've heard. But where to? Where to with Princess? What's happening now? What's going on? Are you still traveling? Is there still more workshops that you're doing? Where are the
Yeah.
workshops happening? Where can we find out more about everything that Princess is doing? Oh, that is happening about the nuclear, right?
Yes.
Not even.
Are we
But
closing?
no, we're just trying to conclude the whole thing.
All right. I recently, traveled back from Russia. I was part of Russia Africa Summit, and my next trip, I think I'm going to Ghana soon,
Yes,
and then I'm
girl.
also going to Paris,
Yes,
and I'm going
girl.
to the US.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
girl.
So
Please
there's,
take me
there's,
away.
there's still more traveling to do,
Yeah.
and it's for the same agenda. I think what makes why I travel a lot is
Yeah.
because there are conferences happening globally, and where energy is discussed. If ungabheka, we are facing energy crisis, not only South Africa, load shedding, but globally there's energy crisis. You go to countries abafana nabo Germany, because now after Russia cut off their gas supply to Western Europe countries, they had to struggle. They are here in South Africa buying our coal in tons, million tons. They're in Mozambique buying a gas aircon. So there's energy crisis. So there's a lot of conferences happening related to not only nuclear but also to energy. And they do welcome women speakers. And I'm lucky that in Africa, when they go on Google, like you did, they just find me.
Yeah, kanjalo
They
nje.
just find
Labels.
me, and then I get invited to these things. But yeah, a lot of traveling is still going to happen. But really, what I stand for is I just want nuclear power plants in South Africa and in Africa. And I will not keep quiet until I see nuclear built in my lifetime. I mean, the last nuclear built that happened in South Africa was in the 80s, because Kubek yaqala uku-operate ngo-1984. And by the way,
So there's nothing
there's
recent.
nothing recent, and luckily Egypt is building. The Russians are building a nuclear power plant in Egypt, so that power plant is going to be the second one in Africa.
Wow.
And this Africa, esihlala kuyo, is still a dark continent. About 400 million people in Africa, they still do not have access to electricity.
Which is true.
Yes, so that's my fight.
Wow.
I know. Listen, quickly, just something that I need to understand, because I'm here to learn as much as Ibuza when Ibuza. So, since you're saying, Gucci, did you say Russia is building a nuclear
Power plant.
Power
plant.
Yes.
I think ngiyafunda. Oh, now the question is gone.
No. I saw it.
And this will be a magic because it's very nice. Right.
That is so quick.
Understand with everything happening with Russia and all that, where does the BRICS thing fit? What do you have to say about that? Is it the BRICS thing or what?
The BRICS thing.
Yeah.
Basically, BRICS are countries who, I think the largest major emerging economies who have come together by a group with an intention to, develop these countries, cooperate together, and
Are you for it?
yes, I'm for BRICS, definitely. Why
Oh,
not?
V.
I had to make sure.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
I
Waga.
am for BRICS.
Right. Australia. Since we're talking about BRICS, sorry guys, interesting. What do you think we're gonna benefit as Africans from that? Since you're very pivotal about your message, you've traveled and you've seen what is happening in different continents.
Okay, if you look at the countries that form part of BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China. I mean, China is the largest.
obviously,
China is about to take over the world. Yeah,
Interesting.
And by the way, China is building over 20 nuclear power plants currently.
Yo.
And the wind turbines and the solar panels, so they come from China. And they are manufactured using what? Coal and nuclear, not wind turbines and solar panels. So you cannot manufacture wind turbines and solar panel using wind turbines and solar panels, which is a story for another day. But yeah.
Hey, interesting. I was thinking
So China is the largest economy. I mean, we need China. The world needs
Yeah,
China, not only
China,
South Africa. India is also building over 8 nuclear power plants. And Russia is, one of them, leading vendor technologies in this nuclear space. Russia has also oil and gas. At some point, Minister Mantashe mentioned if we were to buy our oil from Russia, we would, petrol to be cheaper than it is right now.
Because it's insane.
Yes. So those are things that we benefit. Like if you look at the Western countries, the solutions that they are offering us, they have offered many solutions, by the way, including the financial banking system. Right. Currently, they are offering the renewables energy solutions with wind and solar.
Yes.
But if you look at Russia, what is offering? Russia is offering us nuclear solutions. They're offering us oil. They're offering us gas solutions and many other things. So those are things that we can benefit. But in order for us to benefit, obviously they are not going to come and throw it.
Just like
we
that.
need to make those decisions to say, do we accept what they are offering? Or we just want to go with the West.
I saw.
And by the way, accepting what Russia and China and others are offering to African countries, it does not necessarily mean we are shutting out Western countries.
Yeah.
No, African nations are sovereign countries. So they can do business with just about anyone. It doesn't mean when I do business with you, then angisafuni ubuhle.
Oh yes, and then you just this year, Putin was in the country. Were they discussing Linda Balena?
But obviously, South Africa is part of BRICS, so Putin and South Africa will continue to talk. But also, what I liked about what happened in Russia-Africa Summit was those presidents, they told Putin they're still advocating for peace. They were loud to say, we want the war to end. So we are not just here to talk about, what benefits and stuff. We're still advocating for this war to end. So Putin will frequent all the BRICS countries because they have, bilateral agreement or cooperation agreement. Nuclear is nigeza also let me say, I'm sure if you buy some of the food at store, you are irradiated. Like honey.
Okay.
It's written irradiated. I think Namapurita Bantwana, they irradiated Also ukudla esikudla masingena kuma aeroplane.
Shuthi sinokudla singanayo.
When masingena ku aeroplane ukudla kwakhona ku irradiated, because when you irradiate food you do it to kill bacteria and increase the shelf life. Nenyama esidlayo some of it
Irradiated. Correct. Sorry about that.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's really nuclear application.
Yeah.
Also yabo as we walk lana underground kunama pipe. Yabo pipe akhona. In order for you to know ukuthi mabathi pipe iyalika uzobona kulika, you won't know ukuthi kulika. You need nuclear so that you will yabona ukuzodetect ukuthi kulika ikuphi, because you can't dig from here uyofika eDurban ubheke ilika. Nuclear will help you ukuthi you need radiation to do that. Also Stekfontein yabona lapha neyikalini la baneyikali khona. Stekfontein la kunama skulls khona human
Bahlanya khona.
ama skulls like somewhere there.
Yeah,
Cradle hotel thing.
yeah,
I mean, girl.
cradle of humankind.
I
Yes,
am
cradle of
I'm a cheese
humankind.
girl. I mean, I just go.
Wow, wow.
Yes,
So those skulls mawungabheka zine information ukuthi mhlambe sazalwa nini sashona nini sasidlani sasenzani, then that's radiation, it's nuclear. Yeah, so we use nuclear for a lot of things. Forensic, they also use nuclear, like those scanners detect. Yeah.
You mentioned agriculture.
Also in agriculture, let's say you have a garden, and you have a problem of flies, those dirty flies.
Oh.
Yeah, they use nuclear to irradiate amatsetse flies so that angazozalana
Amatsetse flies.
Yeah, those flies. Ukuthi angazozalana ande yabona ukuthi mase kufika isikhathi sokuthi la khona afe angadla ama crops yabona afe then spray by irradiate.
Iyasebenza Muslim.
Yazama.
And funny how ayizali chomi. Funny how near we even eat food.
Yeah.
And you don't know. Okay, singakufaki we one. We don't know.
I tell him, I don't know. But you mentioned something also, Guti. We were having a chat earlier. You said doctors ready.
Oh yes, in nuclear medicine, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with chemotherapy.
Yeah.
Cancer.
Yeah.
Then let's say chemotherapy mhlamba isebenzi or lama hospitals, because kunama hospitals who have access to the medication nuclear. It's called radiation therapy. Yeah, so they use radiation therapy, and the difference between radiation therapy and chemotherapy, chemo it goes to your whole body. Radiation therapy, yes, they have to go right la go abnormal cell la gune cancer corner, but treated that part. Yeah, doctor. That is why in specialized doctors.
Oh. So I laphi iyayincedisa I-cancer.
No, ayincedisi iyayilapha. It treats exactly where the cancer is. Ayiyi through your whole body like chemotherapy.
So yona iyenza ukuthi inwele zingadleki.
Yeah, ayiye inweleni, yeah. Iya straight lapho.
Because most people abane-cancer so ukuthi uyashefa because inwele zakhe ziyacuthuka izinto ezinjalo.
Because angithi usuke esedla medication iyo leqothula inwele chemotherapy.
So bamoshela abantu isikhathi ngale medication.
No, abayimosheli. It's very important nayo. All the medication.
Why recommend irradiation now safika?
Simple.
People
Hospitals don't have radiation.
Oh, like okay.
Oh, sesiyaqonda ke ngoku.
No, beautiful. Is there anything else that we need to know about nuclear and what's going on around it? Me, I was in school today.
I don't think. Yeah, I think that's pretty much enough. Yeah.
No man, we need ladies like you. Like I said, you did say your socials. Like we need to see and hear more of you because literally you're helping a lot of people.
Okay, one more thing I think. Ikubek. Nuclear power plant in Cape Town. Okay, 5% of our electricity comes from nuclear South Africa. I mean, 2 years ago, the most of it comes from what? We are paying.
Kuber.
Yeah, I can. No, Ikubek. It gives us 5%.
Okay.
The rest we are.
Cool.
Oh, a gate west.
Yeah, cabangakazi nokwazi yes.
Siyafunda ngithi.
So Ikubek gives us 5% of our total electricity. Ikubek was given a license to operate for 40 years. So currently Ikubek is undergoing refueling, maintenance, bashintsha steam generator. It's a huge project. And abakhuluma ngayo Eskom. It's a huge, it's happening for the first time in Africa to change those steam generators. I size that aeroplane, what size going? Boeing, is it 747 Boeing? Like it's double the size of that aeroplane, the steam generators. And our 6, each unit it had 3. So they are currently changing our unit 1. So unit 1 is shut down, our savings.
Wow.
Which is
That's
contributing
about
to load shedding.
Yeah,
Our
I'm
savings.
so and like why is sun load shedding very?
But Ikubek is just giving you 5%. Remember, but it's contributing because if unit 1 is shut down, then
Alternative.
yeah. Then once beqeda unit 1, which they're supposed to finish very soon, kuzoshintsha unit 2. But kunama anti-nuclear lobby groups abafuna Ikubek ingasaqhubeki operate.
Wow.
Why?
Because there's a lot of anti-nuclear lobby groups all over the world, but like South Africa ngathi bayawina. If you remember 2016 babathi nuclear deal yakazuma no Putin yabona. It was just anti-nuclear lobby groups. Yayingeke cost $1 trillion the nuclear build. Even if it cost $1 trillion, it was still worth it.
Yeah, it was gonna
Sasikhuluma
benefit, yeah.
9,600 megawatts to power millions and millions of people in South Africa. Right now we have that just energy transition plan. Budget yakhona it's 1.5 to 1.9 trillion rand.
Trillion.
And ikhuluma nge solar and wind only, which is not going to power many people.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also which is unreliable, because right now Bakuvale is station Mpumalanga Komati power station, which was providing at 1%, 1 gigawatt of base load power. But when we replace angani wind and solar, which is only giving us 300 megawatt. Yabona. So it goes to show you ukuthi the solutions that are being brought to us are not going to solve our socio-economic challenges.
They're actually adding more.
They are adding more because people are losing jobs. And the unemployment rate in South Africa is very high. Yeah, so Ikubek is undergoing that, and if yonke lento yenzeka kahle and then they pass the regulations, then Ikubek will get another license to operate for another 20 years. But yeah, and if our government manages to fight lama anti-nuclear lobby groups who are planted in South Africa to reject everything that has to do with development. Because I would abafuni nuclear oil, abafuni coal, abafuni nuclear, abafuni gas, abafuni load. They just want wind and solar.
Wind and solar
Yes,
only.
Only.
And that is not even going to benefit us.
It's not.
Why do they even think like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Angithi country yakho went to a COP Conference of the Parties laphana Glasgow in 2021. Bayo accept a pledge. I'm saying it pledge because in inverted commas. A pledge 8.5 billion US dollars from G7 nations. Ukuthi si stop ukusebenzisa coal la South Africa and sisebenzise yabona. So there's money involved. Yeah, so that ilento then after layo pledge ke beza ke kwaba ne presidential climate commission baqala ke they came up with this just energy transition plan, exclude coal, nuclear and nuclear. So it's money is involved. So yazi ukuthi makunemali, so bathi siya polluter. And if you check country polluter kakhulu US, China, US.
China.
Yes,
China.
It's always trending.
Because China is still building. They are still building coal power plants even now.
Yeah.
Abanandab. How else are they going to manufacture wind turbines and solar panels? China inandaba, but they are developing their country. Wow. They care less about polluting Abayingeni, because I mean, if you take a look at it, it's like they are people first and everything else come. Nati if a government do it, you can say South Africans first. Which is about better life for all. Yes, if they can really stick to better life for all, they would forget wind turbines and solar panels and stick to
focus more
into projects that will add or grow our economy.
Yeah.
Wow.
We need people
Wow.
like you in parliament. Omamkhawula asebeme bakulala kancane baphume eparliament. Kungene people like our princess, people who know what they're talking about.
Yes,
who
people are
work
gonna
towards
save
something.
us from a lot of disasters in this world. Do you
Omamkhawula
understand?
balele lapha. Nangu umuntu efuna simdinga lapha esihlalweni.
So mvotela
Shout
wena.
out to you, girl.
Yeah, no tuning about that.
Oh, futhi mina ngizoba. Yes, defend.
We say you don't want to be her friend because she's more educated.
Uzobisela angela ngenuclear and all that.
Angiyesi xoxa nuclear phela masiphuza itiye ne sokhuluma ngezinye.
Yeah. Very well.
Wow.
I think that's good.
And by the way, France ilentuza ugesi wakhona. Most of their electricity comes from nuclear. Say over 75 or 70%.
Abana load shedding.
Abana load shedding and futhi abapollute. Ilentuza if you check the CO2 emissions, it's very less. And also abana uranium mines.
This is the batata.
Yeah. Question.
Like it-
Biggest question I want to
Abana
ask.
shedding.
And if you look at ama-country afana nabo Germany who abaqala le ndaba ye net zero emission by 2050 ukuthi we need to stop using coal and all fossil fuels. Germany invested, they spent over 2 decades investing in weather dependent energy sources like sun and wind. And after 20 years of investment, high investment, very expensive, they are still the highest polluters in Europe.
Wow.
And ugesi wakhona wakhuphuka like
Waste.
abantu bakhona they have to pay more for electricity because it's expensive. Even now, mawuthi uyabheka among Eskom fleet. Kuwonke ama Eskom fleet, iKube offers them cheapest electricity, 10 cents per kilowatt hour.
Wow.
Followed by coal, which is 40%. Bese kuza lama renewables, which is 1 rand or 2, almost 2 rand 20. And then bese mele bayidayise how much? 80% to the end user mina now. So who's paying for other money le ama renewables? Yeah, but yeah, so ikhuluma ngelinye ilanga.
Then ngathi ngiyayithanda ke leyo. Hayi.
Sivumele sixoxe. I mean,
Bengisase Germany ukuthi they spend that money. Mabe investor good these weather dependent energy sources. Abasitshela ukuthi bawa backup ngani ngegesi yase Russia. Yabona. Abazange bakhuluma because you need to back up this because awekho reliable. Ilanga maselishonile la. Yabona, even though you use the battery energy storage because they advocate for the battery energy storage by the way, which is no longer clean and also battery it store energy for few limited hours. Yeah. So what abangasitshela ukuthi bayi backup ngegesi yase Russia. Then the war happened. Igesi yase Russia bangayitholi. What happened? Baqala bawovula ba resuscitate ama old coal power plants abasebavalile eGermany. Beza la South Africa to buy our coal. Le yabathi singasayisebenzisi.
always.
Yes, buy Mozambique to buy igesi yase Mozambique.
Wow.
This is currently what is happening.
Wow.
Sifundise sibakho seklasini.
Teachers.
So
Yo.
when you talk about these renewables, mele uphinde uzibheke up because ilanga alihlali kunelanga 24/7. Yeah. Nalo maselishisa kakhulu futhi awabesasebenza. Not long ago UK angithi bekuyisama manje njengoba thina siku winter.
Yeah.
There was stories zokuthi ilenduza ama solar panels awasebenzi ameltile because they heat wave yeah awakwazanga like bongasenza ugesi because beseshisa kakhulu basho kanjalo people yeah ungasasebenzi so you ask yourself ukuthi kanti asebenza makwenze njalo heat wave yabo by the way is 30 degrees Celsius thina lesijwayele la South Africa thina lesiphila ngayo la South Africa so it is that you need to back up ama renewables because they are unreliable. You don't have them 24/7. So there's a difference. City coal, the nuclear base load. Yes, because coal and nuclear they give you electricity 24/7. The only time you need a backup, when you are planting maintenance and stuff. Yeah. Whereas ngalawa, awakwazi sustain a grid.
Wow.
Shout out to you. Mina ngifuna ube neyakho i-nuclear plant thing in South Africa. Ngizoba nayo. Bazokufana. Please. Right there. Ngizoba nayo. Shout out.
Wow. Yo, angaze ngaba speechless kanje in my life. I'm so much. I don't even know how to digest this. I think I don't want to faka South Africa into saying your name, but I'm so glad that like I learned so much from this. Hey.
Especially in Kosamuguza, I learned a lot. Thank you.
So going forward, abantu baseSoweto, we need nuclear power plants, please.
We need to be educated.
No, siyayifuna nuclear. There's nothing wrong with nuclear. We've been operating in Kuba for 40 years.
Can I remember people don't know. They don't have
don't
like, so
know.
much information.
Yeah.
So when I figure asifuni it's yes, asifuni, and then we agree. We need like people more like you. That's why I was asking earlier on, do you even go to schools? Because really people who go there, abantwana benza science mostly, right? Like Bomasai Bonos, they go there, like they visit and they become more informed, right? So laba abanye benza boma-commerce. Subject, they don't really know
and those
about
are people
that.
we need to attract, really.
Yes.
For me, lento ukuthi we're speaking to the already converted. I understand. Yeah, we need stinga lama yini laba abo Sasko. There's the political science.
Laba yes, because they don't know really about this. Yes.
Decision in parliament. Ezinto abangazazi
yeah laba sema university laba makunempi
ngoba
lekipa lesi
yes sifuna labo kanye
yiba kwamela abo educated
difference between nuclear coal and other energy sources because yiba abantu abazobenza bathi unfortunately yiba abantu laba ama engineers bekufunda emva kwama kenza decision unfortunately laba abekho kum decision making yabona tables even when you go to COP activists, politicians, and abantu bathola lapho. So we need to educate those ones ukuthi kube yibo abaziyo ukuthi exactly what it takes to grow the economy in country. It doesn't take really making noise and going with the popular view yokuthi wind and solar. It really doesn't. Learn from China. No, yes, South Africa. Even if South Africa were to build more 20 nuclear power plants, we would still be polluting less than Germany. You're going to China.
Right?
Yes.
Well, I traveled like
Mina ngisumzwile thoye Paris. Ngihamba naye. Uyasala.
Oh, I was still okay. Yeah, we continue Paris now. They have more nuclear power. Okay, so abuke nuclear kodwa bana uranium.
Wow.
Uranium
yeah. How unfortunate. That's why nje kwamele sigcuzelele indaba ukuthi people need to be more informative about this.
Especially ekhasi intwana yami. Because I feel like sometimes people think listen to this town in the north and
you
all
don't
that.
even care.
Hence nothing ngazi because if bongo is game duty nuclear was since we sat here today I'm more much
and basho njalo vele bathi nuclear is foreign. And abazi ukuthi bahleli ne-nuclear la ekhantrini yabo like and by the way and what is by the way South Africa is losing its skills ngokuthi banga decide whether they want a nuclear or not. A lot of South Africans have relocated to other countries. UK is building nuclear and abanye abantu abasebenza lapha abantu base South Africa. UAE has built their first nuclear power plant at Dubai. Siyakhona la ngiyakhona. Dubai kune nuclear power plant abaqeda ukuyakha 140 of those people or over 140 of those people are South Africans are building their plant now. So we are losing our skills. It's not like us not skills in South Africa. We just decide.
And now we are hamba so I'm now based on Dubai something. Why is nuclear
we won. Come on. And it's not so easier to let people know about this. Which I get your point. Good. Laba besasko, laba beviva. About this because they can put so much pressure into this. We need this cartel load shedding. We are humble. No. We are humble case. Since Anjan, scenario like in our country.
Yeah.
Wow. I want today as an educational day.
Right.
Very educational. What did you learn, Hlelo?
Listen, I learned a lot of things. So who I just went to Jup at some point because let's work about nuclear and producing energy, which I pretty much learned since Mthombeni, it was very great for me. So pretty much I did learn, but why I'm camera and I'm singing later.
The people must know what you learn.
Right.
Yes.
No, I mean, I had fun. For me, I would like to say thank you for coming by. But before we go or something,
Okay.
where can people get you, the socials and everything?
I'm on TikTok as Prince Mthombeni. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram. LinkedIn go Princess Mthombeni.
Princess.
Yeah, I'm everywhere.
You don't have Facebook.
Account, it's just a profile which is closed.
Excellencies.
I do use it, but it's for my friends.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
you only speak all things nuclear, actually.
Yeah, everywhere I speak all
Yeah.
things nuclear.
So your friends must be on another level. You guys
Of
communicate.
intelligence.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, you're
no.
Mina ngazabe umngani wami ngoba ngikwazi.
No,
Hi, Bo.
Oh.
Hi, Bo.
I wasn't born a nuclear
Hi,
person,
Bo.
so I still have friends that I understand
Yeah.
nuclear.
I feel.
By
Yes,
the-
guys, please don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to comment. This is your girl, Buhle. We're signing out. And this is your girl, Princess.
Thank you so much.
Oh
And
my
I am the boy who donated the melanin to Buhle. And I'm signing out.
Bye, guys.